Yeah, I am Don Furlow, and I'm from Mare, Arizona. This is a true story called Them Old Wagons. We were well mounted as we rode into camp. The sun was getting low, and the air feeling damp. I spotted some wagons off to the south, asked Myron what they were all about. Said he'd tell me their life story if I'd meet him at the fire. I knew I was in for a history lesson, because Myron's no liar. We put up the horses and stowed away our tack, stopped at the bar. Then to the fire we made tracks. Two unlikely friends stood by that crackling fire. Then we sat down, he with his crown royal, me with my royal crown. As we relaxed and sipped our drinks, he told me of his heritage. I could tell right off those wagons were more than just a couple of carriages. He said, "You can plainly see there's two wagons and a cart. Me and those wagons have never been very far apart." It all started up in southeast Montana, where I learned to be a hand, not too far from where General Custer made his last stand. The ranch was 80 miles from everywhere, north, south, east, or west. You could head out for Belfrouche, Miles City, Sheridan, or Gillette. The little general store in Olive is where we got our mail, crossed the Powder River, and 7 miles up the trail. We were pretty much relegated to doing barnyard chores till we were 8, like slopping the hogs, collecting eggs, and open and close the gates. At 8, we tied off hard and fast and roped them calves any way we could, then drug them to the fire where irons were heating over burning wood. At 12, we'd flank them calves, and to the ground we'd let them land, as 16-year-olds help earmark, cut, doctor, and brand. The wagons were ever present when roundup timers came around. The bed wagon carried essentials and our bedrolls for sleeping on the ground. The bed wagon dates back to 1915 when it was brand new. And those brands, well, they're all kind of special to me, from the RD to the AU. RD stands for Randolph Dibble, my dad and grandpa's name. Oh, the bar MD? That's the one to which I lay claim. Many of the brands are neighbors, like the Double E and Turkey Tracks. Then there's the 6-bar F and AU, which belongs to Brother Jack. Dad bought the chuck wagon from Benny Benyon of Horseshoe Casino fame. He also owned the XIT ranch up there on the Montana claim. Last came the stove cart, trailing behind like a caboose. It carried the cook stove, which Cookie put to good use. The stove was offloaded into Cookie's camp as part of his cash. Later, the cowboys would gather to get their evening hash. 6 horses pulled those wagons, with the stove cart bringing up the rear. Front axles were chained to front axles to prevent pulling apart the running gears. The historians and pundits say we were making history way back then. Truth is, we were trying to make a living, so tomorrow we could do it all again. In awe, I shook my friend's hand and thanked him for his time. And the story that he told me of them old wagons will always be a treasure of mine. Thank you.